What's up, Hope?
What's up?
Okay, guys, so is everybody?
Yeah, 2 tickets.
So we are going to be talking about homesickness for the next hour. I know you're excited. It's a big part of camp. I mean, this happens all the time. Okay, so the first thing that I want you to do is I want you to cross your hands like this. As you see this picture.
Like next to each other or on top of each other?
Just on top of each other. Just cross your hands.
Just wash your hands really, really slow.
Yeah, whatever feels comfortable, just cross your hands. Is everybody crossing their hands?
No.
Show me. Perfect, thank you. Okay, so now I want you to uncross your hands and cross them the opposite way. So put like your thumb. Six. Yeah. So yeah. Okay, now as we talk, I want you to keep your hands like this in the opposite way that you had originally done your hands. Just for a little bit. No, I'm right now. Just keep your hands there. So. Okay, so I want to talk about this. Okay, so now you're going to uncross your hands. So, how did that feel? Bad. Unnatural. Why was it bad, Chris? It's not normal.
It created internal dissonance. I hated it.
It created what? Internal dissonance. So it felt kind of weird, right? It like felt unnatural. It just, we don't like it. So that's kind of how it is when you leave home or when you're at camp. It's something that's just a little bit out of the norm. Like you don't do it all the time. Just one time a year that you're going to camp, right? And so anytime that you're away from home, and not even only kids, but we've experienced this, you know, it feels just like a little bit weird. But you'll notice, like as you keep your hands crossed that way, it starts to feel more natural to you. And so that's the thing is that I want you guys to know that even if you are dealing with campers who have homesickness, like as the week goes on, it will get better. It normally does. So I hope there. But we're going to talk about a lot of ways that we can help our campers with homesickness and the different types that we have. So I actually want to ask you guys questions. So if you have like your phones or laptops, or you can just think about it in your mind, whatever works for you. But I just want you to take like a minute to think about like what homesickness is to you. Like think about a time that you've been homesick. What was that like for you? How did you feel? So I just want you to think about that for a little bit. Now I want you to put your hands together.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome. Okay, cool. Thanks, guys. Okay, so, pose this question. The things that made you homesick when you were sharing with your partners, were they the same? Did you guys have the same experience, or was it different? Talk to me about your experience. Go ahead, Carson.
Okay. For me, when, I remember back in scout camps, when I was a teenager, it was less of me thinking 24/7 oh, I miss my family. I obviously miss my family, but I feel like the main problem for me was the being in a new place and new people that I didn't know, and just in general being outside of my comfort zone and having to deal with that in general. Probably the biggest struggle.
Yeah, sometimes homesickness isn't just being away from home and missing your family, but just the things that you have to face away from home by yourself. That is terrifying for sure. Thank you for sharing that. And was that the same experience that Dr. Pepper had, or?
It was kind of similar. Along with that, for my first 2 years of college, I was at home, and then I transferred here, and I was I absolutely know nobody, and I was just 15. I'm I don't even know what I'm doing, and I felt uncomfortable, but I also felt
anybody else have anything that they wanted to share in that homesickness felt like to hear? Go ahead, Tenzin.
Something I worked at kind of very similar. I think also in the concept like when you kind of after you come through, but like you kind of have a bad experience or something kind of goes wrong, and it kind of turns you towards homesickness a little bit more. So like okay, now the situation is more crappy. I want to be somewhere like comfortable, and so that's why the yearning to be back somewhere where you feel like
Yeah, and I think that's a really important point to think about, like all these things where we're talking about like isolation and the way that sometimes we just feel when we're away from home because we're away from something that's very comfortable and safe to us. And so it's very important for us as counselors to create that atmosphere for the kids. And so Dr. Chris Serber, you're going to see a lot of him. We had sent out that email about EOT training, so we'll talk more about that later. But he's in like all of them, and he's a fun guy. But so this is kind of what he said homesickness is. He said homesickness is distress or impairment caused by an actual or anticipated separation from home. So even the anticipation of it can be scary and can cause homesickness. He says homesickness is characterized by acute longing and preoccupied thoughts of home and attachment objects like parents, pets, friends. And different people miss different things about home. And so that's something that's very important to recognize too, is that we're all different. And so the way that we feel homesick, or the level of homesickness, or the way that it's expressed will be different for each of your kids. So like, just so you know, I don't have like a cure-all like for homesickness. Like I can't be like, okay, you guys just do this when someone's homesick and we're good to go. Like everyone's going to be a different case, so that's why we have all these different personalities and wonderful counselors, because that's where that all comes together. So we're gonna have some fun doing like factor fiction. So there's like 9 different myths that they have with like homesickness. So I'm going to show you the statement, and then you guys get to decide. I want you to put thumbs up if you think it's fact, or thumbs down if you think it's fiction. Okay. So fact or fiction? Homesickness only occurs. Oh, I just messed up on that one. I gave you an answer. Sorry. Never mind. Okay, we'll just go over that. Boom, fiction. Okay. So, sorry about that. Okay, homesickness only occurs in our youngest campers. So obviously, I messed up on that. That's not true. It's fiction. So it only happens, like it happens to people of all ages. Like I said, like we even experienced missions going to college. Like we've experienced homesickness. Honestly, I think I just messed up on that. Okay, cool. So that is fiction. Okay, so fact or fiction? Remember, thumbs up fact, thumbs down fiction. More than 95% of campers report some feelings of homesickness during their stay at camp. That's a lot. All right, I feel like most of us are on fact. Yes, it's normal. Like almost everyone, like feels homesick at some point. Okay, fact or fiction? Symptoms of homesickness always include some sort of severe depression or anxiety. It's fiction. So only 7% of campers report these feelings along with their homesickness. So other things can be like withdrawn behavior, embarrassment, denial, somatic complaints, and like acting out. Of course, like this kind of ranges depending on the age group, I think, sometimes. And a lot of kids like won't even look homesick sometimes. So it's just something that we need to be aware of and like in our communication with them. Okay, homesick boys act out more than homesick girls. Fact or fiction? That sounds harder. You sideways?
Go within themselves.
Okay. It's fiction. So research shows that gender norms. Woohoo! Oh yeah, shows girls have a tendency to misbehave when they feel homesick. And the reason for that, there's more social and cultural pressure on boys to develop things. I guess that's the thing. So, Okay, so the most severe cases of homesickness happen in the first few days. Back to fiction. Kind of torn. It's fiction. So the research shows that campers that struggle with homesickness and do not get help, like those feelings will increase. So, yeah, be looking out for it like all week long because you actually never know when you're gonna feel that way and for how long. So Friday night at 10 p.m. Yeah, good. Great. We're in our cabin by later. Okay, so children. No, we really are. So children are more likely to get homesick if they have little previous separation experience. That's fiction. Okay, I see a lot of facts. It is a fact. And that's because experience, knowledge, membership creates comfort and stability, like we were talking about. So if they're feeling safe, then they're going to be less. So that's what they're craving. Okay, so children are less likely to get homesick if they perceive low control over their own emotions. What do we think about that? Factors. Hold on, Children are less likely to get homesick if they perceive low control over their own emotions, are anxious or depressed in the month before camp, and are insecurely So, for example, they're unsure whether their caregivers will give them love when they need it. So, the kids might not know you're going to. My family is major brain is this is a weird way to word this. Sorry. It's fiction.
Oh my gosh.
So, if they have other issues going on in their life, then it's easier to slip into. Okay, I think we only have a couple more. It's my left. But I can't remember. So, children are more likely to get homesick if they felt forced to come to camp. What do we think about that? Fact or fiction? I see a lot of facts. It is a fact. And it says, why is this important? What can you do? Nothing. But it gives you reason to ask. So, yeah, that's not. Oh, whoops, sorry. Oh, whoops. I didn't mean to do that. I gave that to you. Wait, fact.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay, anyway. So we're gonna do some, actually now it's so fun. Okay, so I'm gonna split you guys into 3 groups, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you the 3 different types of homesickness, or ways that children express homesickness. So I'm gonna have, I think we're just gonna have, I'm gonna have you 2 in this group. So we'll have these first 2 rows in a group, these 2 rows in a group, and then we'll have the back in a group. And then, so here's the thing, sorry. I was going to give this to you guys in a slip, so you're just going to have to look at this. Okay, so we're going to have the angry camper in this group, and then we're going to have the bored camper in this group, and the sad camper. Yes. Yes. So, I'm going to give you guys 10 minutes to get together a little sketch to show us what this is going to look like. So just so we have a good idea of what an angry camper looks like, or an angry homesick camper. So sorry, we have angry over here, we have bored over here, and then we have sad in the back. Yep, ready, go. Awesome. Okay. So I think we are going to start with the angry homesick camper. So that's going to be this group over here. So go ahead and present what you've got for us. Yeah, you guys can just go in front. You got the whole stage. So.
Make very angry music. I don't know how to do it. Anyone else want to come up? Might have a camper in this group?
No, if they're having campers.
We're all sitting.
So we're going to see, we're counselors, they're all campers, except for Tanner. He's just Becca. Hey, listen up, listen up. Hey, listen up, listen up. Hey, listen up, listen up.
Why? You're talking.
Okay, we're gonna play a super fun game now. Everyone stand up.
I'm so tired of games. These are so stupid. I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
No,
This
you
is
wanna
stupid.
stand up.
Why not?
The trap. I'll come with you and you can.
No, you guys can come to the bathroom with me. That's gross. I'm leaving. Some of those may have been actual words from a camper that I heard. So. Rock on it all the time.
Tarzan.
Rock told me that every single time.
Awesome.
Tarzan.
Okay, guys, let's have the board check over there.
Yeah, it's always rock the entire time.
What they got?
You did a great job.
Okay, to set the scene. Okay, these are our counselors.
No, they'll figure it out.
You figure it out.
Hey guys, we have some free time. Do you want to go play basketball?
Yeah, basketball.
Yeah, let's go. Guys,
Love
let's go play.
basketball.
Over here, this is our basketball court. Yeah. Do you guys want to play a game or like? Do you want to play like that weird speed one? I'm not very good at basketball. So I'm you guys. No. Is there like a game that you guys are
Basketball.
I don't really like sports, so. What do you like?
I don't like it. I'm a distracted happy camper.
Well, this is the schedule that we have for this week, like for today. Do you want to like check it out? See if there's anything that maybe is more fun to you?
I guess. I don't know. I just don't like sports though. I just probably just.
Yeah, I understand. Balls are always in the thing.
Yeah. I don't know. You decide. I'm not really sure.
You know, I bet if we just get started, you'll have a lot of fun.
Okay, I guess.
Come on, let's go.
All right.
Welcome to our basketball game!
Yay! Oh boy. Here we go.
Oh, I have the ball. Okay, I think we're good, right? Yeah.
Look how happy she is!
All right, do we have the side campers? Come on.
So proud of you. So proud.
Dude, okay. Yeah, you know what he's done? 12 times better than you because the U doesn't have their own like food service, you know what I mean? So I can do candy.
Rule 3, you're fighting.
Jocelyn, get up there. Be supportive of Camp Kessel. Are you kidding me?
No.
No.
Okay, we'll just go ahead. Well, that's like.
You got them.
Okay, so, I think Juju's gonna have a hard time, so, I'm gonna go talk to him and then maybe we can get a second Hey, Juju, what's going on? Didn't you wanna come play with your friends? We're gonna play Angry Birds, like giant edition. Like big. Is there anything that you would like to do?
Call my mom. Call my dad. My dog.
What's your dog's name?
What's the dog name, guys?
Holly!
My dog name is Spot.
Spot? Really? Hey, do you wanna, let's go, can we sit on this bench and you can tell me more about Spot? Is that okay?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, let's come over here. And I'll turn it.
Oh, great.
Just like letting them know that they can do other things besides what's going on. And talk to them. I thought about camping.
I know. That was like reminding me. I like flashbacks. So,
Are you leaving?
I think
No, I'm
it's
just gonna
interesting that, like, a lot of the people who are doing that or doing the skits, like, said, I've seen this before. Like, this really happens. Like, these kids really do act this way sometimes, like, when they're feeling homesick. And they might not even know that they're feeling homesick. They just are feeling these things. Great job, you guys. Thanks for humor me again. I always appreciate that. You guys are actors, by the way. Great one. Okay, so something that I kind of saw in these skits are like ideas of how to like prevent and like intervene when we are seeing these things. Like you guys were kind of already like giving some ideas in your skits, which I think is really awesome. So that's kind of something that I wanted to talk about for the rest of the time. Is so prevention is what we do to prevent homesick, right? That's kind of self-explanatory. But the intervention is like helping the camper manage feelings. So I really want to talk about like your ideas. And so let's talk about prevention first. I know that a lot of you guys, like, even if you haven't been to Camp Kesson before, like, have had experience with kids and, like, how to help them in situations like this. Like, I think, I just want to hear your thoughts. Yeah.
I think the teams are a really good example of how to provide prevention. Is like the teams create this kind of group where it's like they notice if someone's feeling low and they're there to include them, help them, like to make sure that no one's feeling alone. So just always being aware.
Awesome. I love that. Like being aware of people. Yeah, and that helps so much. Like I feel like I definitely had a camper last year who was very homesick for I feel like for a while, and I don't know if it like ever completely went away, but it got so much better throughout the week, and I think that's because she felt she had a family with Camp Kesem, and like the more she saw that these people were reaching out to her and like wanted them to be a part, and wanted her to be a part of the group, like the more comfortable and safe she felt, like she does at home, and so it was cool to see that change, how just including someone and being aware of them can make all the difference. Any other ideas? How do we prevent this from happening? I think it's kind of a weird word, so I don't know, like we can really prevent homesickness, but there's ways that we can help it stop prolong it. So what are some other things that you can? Yes?
I think one thing is just like always make sure that everybody feels like comfortable, and like if you're playing a game, make sure everybody like knows like all the rules of the game and everything like that, and not just like assume things, but make sure that they're just kind of included in.
I think this never assume one is really important. Like we had talked about a little bit earlier in the training, where it's like homesickness isn't always noticeable. Like we don't always see like things as apparent as we saw in the skits that we just made. Like it's not always like, oh, they're super angry or they're super like often by themselves and sad. Like sometimes people are feeling it and you can't even tell. And so it's so important to like never assume that they are totally all good. And I don't think that means, yeah, go ahead, Sam. No, please go ahead.
I think with that, something that Kibble Kinder mentioned earlier. Yeah. So when she was talking about LeBron, I don't know if he felt homesick, but I think a lot of times the kids that are very energetic are hiding that they feel like they're not feeling all the way there. So sometimes the kids that you think are 100% there and you don't need to worry about are the kids that really need that support. They're kind of putting on a face for it. So like, always gives this kind of preventive support to everyone, even if you feel like they're 100% there.
Thank you so much. So like include and I'm going to say support everyone. You never know, and some people do hide it. Like you said, like LeBron's like super energetic, so if he was ever feeling that way, I think it would be really easy for counselors to like overlook that. Going along with that, it reminds me of something. I think being sincere as a counselor. How do we accomplish that? Because I think there's a lot of kids who will always be open and will hide things if we don't have that kind of a relationship with them as the counselors. So like, how do we help kids to feel like we're sincere and we really care about how they feel? Jackie say? I think it starts with, like, obviously listening, but I think when I think about us all being from BYU, if we say prayers at night and we ask for sincerity both before and during camp, and that sincerity is going to come if we are sincerely asking the Lord for it, even if we're like, this camper is driving me nuts. And that's the wall, or the angry camper, and like, what can we do? We need to ask God for help.
I also heard about different hands on.
Yeah.
Okay. Just to keep that spiritual train rolling. Or like sometimes, like the kids are hard to deal with, and like I know that like if it were just me as a person, I would like lose my cool. But like I think because we are working with these children and they're the most amazing kids in the world, we can like really, I won't speak generally, it's not how you guys feel, but I know that I can feel God's love for them, which is like a really individual love. So like, I think when we're serving them selflessly, not thinking about like, am I cool, like do they like me, am I doing this right, but just like making sure that they're happy, whatever that looks like for them, then like, it's going to be sincere because it's like Christ-like love.
And I think as we are being counselors for Camp Kesem,
No, you can.
okay, as soon as I finish my thought, you got the floor. I think it's always like important to remember that camp is not about you. Never was. Like I love like the feelings that we get at Camp Kesem. That's like we love the family that we get and stuff, and it does benefit us definitely. But it's because we forget ourselves. We put them first, and that's why like Camp Kesem's always been so important to me. Like I feel the way I felt like on my mission, that true charity that we feel for people, I feel them for those kids. I love them because we give everything that we have for them. Kids.
Just to keep chugging this train along.
Yeah.
It reminded me of this quote that I shared when we had our first like ops meeting. And it's by Henry V. Eyring, and it says, when you go to comfort and serve anyone for the Savior, he prepares the way before you. And I just, like, personally, last year, I was really freaked out because I was like, what if I don't get along with these kids? What if I can't help them? What if I can't, like, understand them? What if I just cannot be what they need me to be? But I think just kind of like what they've already said, like, if you go into it with the confidence that, and, like, just knowing that it's not, like, you alone. Like, Christ is going to help you. There's, like, if you, like, there's, like, God's children. And it's really cool once you spend time with them. And kind of like Sarah was saying, you totally feel like Heavenly Father's love for them. And you like feel like how much they're really like loved and cared about. And it's really cool that we get to be people in their lives who give them that support and that love. And that's like something that's really special to me, is that just knowing like you are actually actively sent right now into their lives to help them through this tough time. So just, I don't know. I feel like that goes with being sincere. Like if you just have that mindset that like you kind of said, you're not doing it for you. Like thinking about like the kids, like it's just gonna come naturally.
Yeah, I'm sorry I'm talking so much. I just have feelings about what Kip said as well. So like it's just like you said, like God put us here. Like it's no coincidence that we're all involved in Camp Kesem. It's no coincidence that these kids heard about Camp Kesem, and He knows what kids we need to be with, what experiences they need to have to be able to support them through this next year. This last year at camp, me and Shmem were in a group together, and we were unsure about how to connect with our kids, what to do for them, and so we were like, this might be weird because it's like an actual organization, but we're gonna like say a prayer together, me and Shmem, and we were like, what do you want for these kids? Like, what's your goal for these kids this week at camp? And it ended up being an incredible experience because He has a plan for these kids. He knows what He wants to accomplish during this week. He knows where He wants to get, and these kids are the reason we're out there.
Anybody else have anything that they'd like to add to that? You guys are awesome. This is great, and I just have so much confidence in all of you. You're going to be such amazing counselors who do help our campers to much love and support and to feel safe there at camp and that they have a place. And I'm so excited for that because that's what makes Camp Husband so special. And it's you and it's the kids and it's just the whole family. It's just that's pretty much all I have, unless everybody has anything else they'd like to add. Can I say one thing real quick? Go ahead. I think also Chris Thurber gets into this now at EOT. Like, I think it's really easy when a kid like does tell you that they're homesick because like sometimes they are honest about it. Like, you know, or people figure it out. It's really easy to be like, okay, well, like, let's go do this. I think that'll be more fun for you. But I think it's important to validate their experience. Like normalize it. Like, hey, like everyone gets homesick sometimes. Totally okay that you're feeling that. Like, don't feel like you're weird. Don't feel like you're bad. But like, let's try to do what you do want to do. So like, kind of like a strength-based approach. It's not like I'm the counselor and I know it's gonna fix this. But it's like you're like a competent human being that like has real emotions. Let's see how you can help yourself. I think that's important. No, I think that's perfect, Blondie.
Okay, one last thing. So Sarah had mentioned that she had a homesick camper last year. She'll never like talk about how great she was with this camper, but like Serenade was the greatest example of what to do because she didn't like force Cake Nugs to go into any activity, to do what was like on the schedule. She just sat there with Cake Nugs, let Cake Nugs talk about her feelings, whether she wanted to. It was just awesome to see that whatever was going on, Serenade was always there with Cake Nugs. And I think that's the important thing to remember. Like, we're there for the kids, so do whatever they want to do. It's about them having fun. So if they just want to sit there and talk or play cards or something, that's the important thing to do.
I think it's so important, like, for us to validate their feelings and to like help them feel safe and to know that like that's their. This is camp is about them. So if that's something that they want to do, as long as we're keeping the rules free, like, we're good to go. Because yes, like those feelings are real. And like when we try to like push them aside and just like try to get them in every activity, that does not always help for them. But most of the time, if you just kind of like see what they want to do and you listen to them, like eventually sometimes they do join the activities. And I saw that with our camper at Cake Nugs. Like she would sit out for most of it, but then she would kind of see how fun it was and she would test the waters and kind of go in a little bit at a time when she was comfortable. But I think that could have taken a way different turn if we had forced her to do all the activities. Thank you so much for bringing this. All right, guys, thanks so much for listening. And good to have you.